Hi, this is Heather Cayton with Bullet Music. I'm on the phone with Becky Black of the Pack A.D. They just finished up their American leg of the Woke Up Weird tour. I saw that you guys just wrapped up really not too long ago on the North American leg of the Woke Up Weird tour. How did that go?
Oh, the tour was good. All the shows were good. We had 4 more shows left, and we had our van breakdown on us. We had a tire blowout, and then coolant line severed, and we took it to a bunch of different shops, and we were out of commission for 3 days.
Oh,
and
my
then
goodness.
Finally we got our van back, and we had our last show in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, and then drove home. So that was about 2 weeks ago.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad y'all made it home safe finally.
Yeah, we made it home in the van. I'm so surprised it made it.
Oh my goodness. So out of the places you actually got to get to, which were your favorite? Were there any that stood out to you?
Well, I was really happy to go down south again. We've been through the Midwest, the West Coast, the Northeast, but we hadn't been south in a long time. So the fact that we got to play in Atlanta for one, that we never played Atlanta before, so that
For
was
sure.
pretty cool. And New Orleans, we enjoy there too. And
Awesome. What did you guys end up dressing up as? I know you were hunting costumes whenever I saw you.
Right. I was Chucky.
Oh, that's awesome.
I found a Chucky, overalls at a Halloween store, and did all the bloody his face thing. And, yep.
That sounds perfect.
Nobody likes Chucky, apparently.
Uh-oh.
I'm the only one.
Oh my goodness. So I saw that you are going to Europe next year on tour for the same Woke Up Weird tour. Are there any spots that you're looking forward to the most?
Oh yeah, we're hitting a lot of places we haven't even been to before in Europe. We're Eastern Europe, so we're going. Well, we've been to the Czech Republic before, and we're going back there to Prague and Brno, and then we've got shows in Poland and Hungary, and then we've got a couple shows in France and Germany, and yeah, it'll be fun. I think. I mean, it might be cold, but that's January for you.
So a previous question I had was that you guys stated that Tintype was released on vinyl not too long ago, in quotes, how it should be heard. And I was wondering, do you collect vinyl?
Yes.
And do you have any
Yes, I do.
albums that you're most proud of snatching from the record stores?
Oh, most proud of what, my favorite records in my collection?
Sure.
Man, that's really hard. I have a couple good ones. I mean, I don't know. I don't really collect records for as much as their value. It's more of for me, I've been listening to vinyl since I was a teenager, and I don't know, I just can't consume music any other way. I have to have the ritual of putting the record on, switching sides and everything. So the only downside of that is there's so many new bands these days that are not coming out on vinyl, and I can't buy their music, or I can't listen to their music because it's all on Spotify and stuff that I don't understand, because computers are not my forte.
Right. Well, and the sound is totally different. I mean, the compression versus the warm sound of vinyl in general, it's always going to be a bit different, even though, I mean, technology has come a long way, but it's still not. It's still not the same, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, apparently technology has come a long way since, we invented the combustion engine, and yet most cars on the road are still combustion engines, so I don't really understand that. But I'd rather have vinyl than combustion engines.
That's a good point. On that note, if you could solve one major problem in the world, be it greed, mental illness, climate change, which would you opt to solve first and foremost?
Climate change, for sure.
For sure.
Number one. What's the point of making a planet more habitable for its people if it's not habitable in the first place?
Exactly. And those were my thoughts as well. You guys have been around since 2006, correct?
Yeah, 2006, 2007.
Okay. So, I mean, that's 11 years by the 2007 estimation. How would you say that, you as musicians, as far as your sound and everything, how would you say that you've evolved over those years?
Well, quite a bit, I would say. When we first started out, we weren't musicians in the scene or anything. I mean, I played a little bit of guitar, but she didn't play anything, and we were just a group of friends. There was 4 of us, and we started a band, that wasn't very good. And then we separated into just me and her and wrote a bunch of songs and started touring. And so we were very sloppy, but that was kind of part of the charm at the time. But now we're not sloppy anymore. So that's definitely one of the bigger evolutions, that we kind of pride ourselves on, running a fairly tight ship where it used to be all loose and maybe a little bit inebriated before. So that's definitely different. That comes with just growing up, though, too, I think.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it makes perfect sense. I did notice, across, your whole library of music, it seems that you guys don't restrict your focus to, any particular genre. So if you had to describe your sound to, someone who's completely new to you, how would you, as, one of the integral pieces, how would you describe it?
Well, there was a poster for one of our shows, and it said under, you usually like to add genre, and usually it's something like all pop, punk, garage rock, blues, whatever. Usually they say something like that, but this one place said anti-genre, and I was like, that's probably most accurate.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, why do you...
So, anti-genre, but then people are like, well, then what? Well, I don't know what to expect. You could play, you could be two people playing a triangle. What kind of music is that? I mean, it still fits into the rock and roll genre, I think, so it's somewhere in there.
And, do you guys have a new album in the works?
We recorded a couple shows on our last tour, and we have those files, so we're probably going to mix them and have a little bit of a live album, because we haven't done that yet. And we have quite a few studio albums, so live album, and then we'll put out a best of. So as far as recording any new material, I'm not sure about that right now.
Well, no, and I think that's a brilliant idea, too, because there's so many times where, a band will sound one way recorded, and then unless you go to the show, you have no idea of the live sound. And I feel like you guys put on a great live show, so I think it's just a brilliant idea to kind of reach a different audience. You know what I mean? Maybe people that wouldn't have come out otherwise, you can kind of connect with them and then encourage them to come to your shows. So I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, so no, it's a good idea. I like live albums. I think one of the reasons why we haven't done it is because Maya doesn't like a live album. She's like, why would we bother doing that? All the songs are already recorded. I'm like, but they're different.
It's always a little different, though, for sure.
Yeah.
And then on that note, aside from van mishaps and everything, what would you say is your favorite aspect of touring?
Well, that's definitely my least favorite, the van thing. My favorite aspect? Well, I guess it would have to be playing the shows. That would be, most of the tour is driving or waiting or sleeping or eating or drinking. And only 1 hour of the day you actually spend doing the thing that you're there to do, which is playing the show. And I guess, it's all for that, right?
Of course.
If it wasn't about that, then I don't really know why I would be doing the other stuff.
Right. Yeah. Do you have any favorite songs that you love for performing as opposed to having recorded?
After we've been recording an album, I like going out on the road, and the songs kind of take on a new version of themselves over time, but I don't enjoy that part of it. I don't really know if there's any particular song though, but eventually all the songs that we play after playing them, hundreds of times, get just a little bit old.
Of course. I mean, that makes sense. I can imagine doing anything too many times takes the magic out of it, for sure.
But at the same time, entertaining for a new group of people every night doesn't get old, so it's sort of moves.
Right. That's the way to keep it fresh, I suppose.
Yeah.
Just a crowd of new faces. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you expect that you guys will be kicking it back through the U.S. in 2019?
We are doing a little West Coast jaunt in potentially looking like the end of April.
Okay.
So it'll be basically down to San Diego and back, LA and Seattle and Portland and San Francisco.
Awesome.
So that's probably, if we're going to go on any more band tours, especially with the band that we currently have, that's probably going to be its last one if it even makes it through that. So.
Okay, I got you. Let's just say, theoretically speaking, you could pick a band to tour with. Are there any bands that you would like to tour with, or any that you like the idea of touring with down the road?
Oh, like a bigger band that were to take us out on the road?
Either bigger or smaller.
Well, I would definitely choose bigger. Because we've only played it. We did an Alice in Chains tour 4 years ago, and it was amazing because it was all arenas. So I'd pretty much choose any arena rock band at this point to open for, because it really doesn't get any better than that as far as, getting treated amazingly and getting great crew, great sound, and getting fed all the time.
Nice. Did you have any favorite requests, like as far as like things to put on riders whenever you were on that tour?
We always have a rider that's like, I always change it like every couple of years, and then, get it sometimes and don't get it other times. But in the end, it's sort of like, why do we still have this on a rider? Like, why do we still have hummus? I mean, I guess people still like hummus, but hummus gets a little boring,
Yeah.
Years ago, we both used to smoke, so we put cigarettes on the rider. That was pretty bold, I guess.
No, that's awesome.
We only ever got it like once or twice. It was in Europe, and they were like, "Here's your rider," and they had their gin and pack of cigarettes. It was like, they got us a cigarette.
Woo!
Which obviously is in the past.
Of course. Well, that pretty much wraps up all my questions. Thank you so much, like I said, for taking the time to speak with me. And I hope you guys have an excellent European tour.